What is going on, guys? Today we are here with the new best attackers in FIFA 23. We have had some absolute ballers come out in the past month and we're about to tier list them. So last one was the icon one. Gonna get it a little bit shorter than that one. Obviously there was over, I think, just about 100 cards. There's about 60 to 70 in this one. We're gonna absolutely rinse through of them. And also we have had some upgrades on a lot of the road to the knockouts and one to watches. So we have their upgraded versions we can talk about today. So the first man that's gonna come into it is Terrier, the 86. I want to say he was just a card in general. It wasn't an SBC or anything. He's gone up now, double rating, so he's 86 rated. Can be lengthy with the Architect, already great pace. I absolutely love this card. He's normally on the starter lineup for me, give or take. He can be left mid, left wing, striker. He's going to go straight in to the AS tier and kick off things. Zola's quite an easy one, to be honest. We've done him in the base and the mid tier. If you want to check them out, they'll be at the end of the video, so stick around for that if you want more specifics on icons and all of that good stuff. And we'll also have road to the knockouts and stuff like that coming out as well, so stay tuned for all of that. But Zola, again, nice card, 485 on the price, better than his mid. I think just... yeah, it's about 100k difference, but it's mainly that pace that is going to be the best kind of thing for him. Can't be lengthy, so for me, 85 Zola is going to sit right next to Terrier. Zaha is the next one. 86 left wing, can be left mid, center forward. He's coming in at 193, can be lengthy with anchor, architect, marksman. Already has fantastic pace, a solid card that you can get. Unfortunately, no upgrades for him. That would have been absolutely perfect. Did start an 82, so informs and anything like that will come in a little bit on the kind of lower side compared to this. But again, he's going to sit in that AS. Voler, 414k worth of a hero. A very, very top-end hero right now. I think he's definitely one that can basically just change a team like anything. Whenever you've got these players that are high expense, when you know there is a lot of cheap ones, you've got a pretty solid one. Great pace, got obviously good shooting, dribbling's not bad, is a controlled, which I'm definitely seeing more benefits from now. He is going into that S tier as the first hero here. Vlahovic, another cracking striker at a low tier budget. He again is a lengthy striker from base, so that is absolutely perfect to whack that hunter on him, which is 100% needed. The thing now is we're getting to the point where we are needing better and better. It's okay with these budget ones and they will take you so far, but that is the problem. They'll only take you so far. If you've got him versus a Haaland versus an Mbappe, they're now, well, especially Haaland's coming down in price. Vlahovic isn't going to be enough. Still will give you that edge for a lengthy, but is not going to give you that same category of when he first came out because we're getting a lot of people in the game. For me, he's going to kick off this A tier though. Van Persie is up next. Again, a fantastic striker. Can be lengthy, but only with the Architect, which doesn't give him any pace benefits, which is unfortunate because if you could get a hunter on him, this card could be absolutely ecstatic. He'd have, what, 91 pace, 95 plus shooting, great dribbling on him. He's a 4-star coming in at 330. He's got to stay in that AS for right now, but again, a solid striker in your team. Fernando Torres then, 91 pace, 87 on the base. We're coming in at 520 in terms of cost. 4-star, no lengthy, but is controlled. Again, a solid striker you can get, but I think 520. I probably wouldn't pay that, especially when you've got the likes of Haaland at this moment in time. If we see the prime out and he definitely kind of jumps up the value, maybe. He is still a good striker, but there's better for your money. I'm personally going in AS with him as well. Ivan Toney. Great pace, shooting's decent, bit of dribbling, little bit of passing, has got slight amount of physicals, nothing crazy. A 3-star, 4-star architect for the lengthy, which is all good because he has got the pace. But I think at this point, again, like I say with Vlahovic, he is going to be coming at the end of the reign. The length is only going to take you so far when you then can go get better lengthy cards. For instance, Haaland's coming in at about 85k now, whereas Tony is about 23. Son. The beautiful inform, 470 on the price. He was in Team in a Week 1, so very, very rare to find. He is gold card, which is only 1 rating lower, which, you know me, I'm not a big fan of a 1 upgrade just for a dynamic, unless he is an SBC. For me, this card is brilliant. Yes, both versions, I still like his gold. I don't understand it because he feels like he's lengthy at times. I've come up against him, I've used him. he just breaks everything. I don't get why he is so good at this game when there's other players who have this either the same stats or just maybe worse or better. And Son just feels great. He's a 4-star, 5-star, which is always going to have great benefits in this game. His inform is obviously a little bit expensive coming from Team of the Week 1. So a very rare card you can get. I think we are due an inform or a special Son at some point, which would make him a lot cheaper. But I'd definitely look at his gold card at the minimum. I think for me, he's got to come in this S tier still. Smolarek is next at 226. No lengthy capabilities. And again, a striker that just causes me no ends of issues. He is always on that back line, ready to go through, and he absolutely smashes it. Yes, there is times I still catch him. The lengthy will always be a big thing, but for me, this card has always been brilliant in the game, and I don't get how he's so good at this. He's a 3-star, but he just manages to do absolutely everything. He is left-footed, so again, a nice left-footer to add into your team if you are looking for a left foot, right foot partnership. I think for me, he's got to be in that AS though. Patrick Schick coming in at 18,000 coins, a road to the knockout, a controlled striker to start with, can be lengthy with the architect. Again, is going to do a little bit of value for you because you can't get that big pace increase with that hunter. That would be the card that you want. He'd have 90 pace, 90 something shooting, whereas unfortunately we're going with 82 pace and 86 on the physicals. Unfortunately, that is just what you've got to do. The lengthy would be better than putting a hunter on him and having him controlled just naturally from kind of previous experience. So for me, he is going to have to start the B category off. Momo Salah, 92 out of position striker. Can be centre forward and left wing, so two different positions. Also has a 91 in form that's coming in at 542. This card's coming in at 885 and his gold is at 150. Very little upgrades between all of them. His upgrade from his gold card 90 to the 92 is 2 pace as well as shooting as well as dribbling and 3 on the defending, passing and physical. So nothing actually too crazy. He is still a 4-star, 3-star, I believe, if it will let me click it. But in terms of this card, it's a solid card. Unfortunately, I think he is, to start with, explosive, but you can obviously make him controlled with pretty much any chemistry style other than engine, finisher, and artist. So you can, if you really wanted to, max out that pace to 99, get the 94 shooting, and you've got yourself a very quick striker. Still would probably prefer him on the wings, going for maybe the Travellas from the left side, which actually really works well with this card, as obviously that is his out of position, but also can go and cut in from the right side to the left of the box. So a very top end card. Like I say, recently out new, so expected to be high priced, but a very top end if you are looking for your team. Rooney is up next at 890,000 coins, 88 rated centre forward. Again, a solid card that can be lengthy. For me, the card is absolutely ridiculous. You've got a lengthy 90 pace, 90 shooting, 87 dribbling card. You end up with 94 physical and 89 passing. I think for me, a cam might be the better option, or at least the kind of cam, where is it? I think it's a 4-3-1-2. So you've got the cam right at the top, 2 strikers. It's practically a 3 up front because you'd have that cam staying on the forward. This card would be absolutely brilliant there, especially if you had like a Haaland and a Ronaldo, or Haaland and Mbappe sitting up top. This card would be absolutely jokes, and for that, he's got to go into that S. R9, the only thing we do when R9 comes up in the list is I'm just interested to see what his price is, because he was about 8.5 mil. He's actually dropped down to 7.8, which is absolutely crazy to start with, to be fair, but we do have the World Cup mode coming, and to be honest, I don't think there's anything more I need to say other than he needs to be in that S. Same with Ronaldo, to be honest. Again, another top end card. Unfortunately, the only one he's got so far in a rule breakers, coming in at 1.54 mil, and again, another S. The Ronaldos obviously joined to the hip. They have to be sitting in that S. Oh, I love it when there's a Ronaldinho. 91 cam, still 2.45 mil. Again, he's just cracked, isn't he? 5-star, 4-star, cannot be the lengthy, which is a bit unfortunate, but we take the skills over anything. There's no way this guy's coming out of S tier anytime soon. I cannot wait for his prime, and I hopefully will see some sort of World Cup winners with him, because I will absolutely give you an arm and a leg for that card. Moving over to the next Brazilian icon at Rivaldo at 380. So he's a 90 rated card. We're looking in good pace, well, okay pace to be fair. Great shooting, dribbling, passing, passing. You can't get the lengthy. Again, the big thing for this card, unfortunately, is going to be that 2-star weak foot. At some point, that will have a massive effect of having a centre forward, a cam, a striker, a left wing, where you can only have the 2-star weak foot compared to somebody with them stats and a 4 to 5-star weak foot. They will have to be chosen every single time. Even now, with icons not giving you the links for leagues, that's going to be a major thing for him. I think he's still a quality player, and definitely getting him on his left foot is going to be brilliant, but I just think at this point in the game, we already are looking for better. So at the minute, I'm going to keep him at AS. I think he's still there, but he definitely will be dropping down soon. A new addition, I think, to the tier list. I want to say we did it before Ribery came out. A 670k 5-star, 5-star, a 13 upgrade from his gold, his non-rare card. Again, Ribery's just one of them cards. You absolutely love to see it. He's had a massive pace increase of 22, 16 on the shooting, 15 on the dribble, on the physical. Again, a top end card. And he's still coming in at 670 a few weeks on. So for me, you've got to be giving him some respect in that S. Rashford. It feels like a long time since we did this card. 84 rated, the high hopes of everything. Unfortunately, isn't that lengthy, which we obviously learned very, very quickly. I think for me, he kind of just died out the game. Honestly, I used him for so many kind of days consecutively because he came out pretty instantly. And then literally as soon as that kind of meta revealed itself, it just didn't work anymore. I noticed it. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't being able to get on the ball. Yes, he could still do a little job at left wing because I don't think it's as necessary, because definitely you can still kind of have that non-lengthy winger and it still works. It's mainly the strikers that really kind of desperately need it. But for me, he was going to be the striker, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop him down all the way to the B, as I personally don't use him at all, and I've not seen him in a long time. Rafinha is up next. The 86 Brazilian right wing obviously is not getting an upgrade for Barcelona, which is very unfortunate. At 170, explosive pretty much throughout. Not normally my personal favorite in terms of wingers. We do tend to use Sterling, who actually is explosive as well, but I've kind of got used to him now, and even though I know he's not necessarily the best option for me, he's untradeable and he's going up in ratings. Rafinha, no chance of an upgrade, I don't believe at all now, with them obviously being out of the Champions League. I think for me, this card's now slowly going to go down, down, and down. Still give you some options. He is a 4-star, great pace. You're looking for anything that gives him some sort of shooting. You could even argue that you could go marksman and put him controlled. That could give him some hope in the tunnel, but he's going to be in that A for right now. Rafael Leao then, 130k still from the inform. He's on Team of the Week 3, so we've had, we're on Team of the Week 7 now, coming into 8. So he's survived his price quite well, I must admit. It's not a bad price. His gold card's still coming in at 3k and an 84, so you know that it's at least something. He's not necessarily going to be crazy bad. He can be lengthy with the architect. Already getting the 92 pace is nice. I think the only kind of criticism I'd have with this card, I'd love it if he could have a little bit more shooting. He is going to be more of the passing left wing, and that's where the lengthy comes in for a winger, and you definitely want somebody who can finish right next to him. Easy passes, easy pullbacks, and also he can have a shot if he needs to. He's not necessarily completely useless at it, but you definitely want a little bit more. For me, I'm going to keep him in that AS. It seems like good value. We'll check on him next time. Pushgas, 92 icon, 1.5 mil. It's very easy with this card where to put him. Again, a solid card regardless of what you do with him. Finisher and an artist, put him explosive, so I would be looking for something a little bit different to that. Even though I think people are saying Shadow would be the case. I think if you go in Shadow, you may as well just go with the Hunter, because there's just no point in that. You might as well get the 97 pace, 97 finishing. Already got a great amount of dribbling. Passing's not bad as well, to be honest, and a bit of physical. There's only one position that he goes into, and that's in his S. Pele again is like R9. What price are we saying? He's normally about 4 mil. I think 5 mil. He is now 3.8. Was I right? 3.8. He's, highest of 4.475, lowest of 375, so he has actually dropped a hell of a lot since we've last looked at him. And again, I don't think it's necessarily by choice. I think the World Cup is having that panic station on everybody. Again, a card that could be featured around the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see, but Pele, it's going nowhere but S. Papin. So we've got the 82 rated, or 82 priced hero, 82,000 coins, 89 rated hero. Again, not a bad one. I think for me, he's definitely got to have that engine or hunter at the very minimum. Engine will make him explosive, so for me, that normally is never the case. So I'd have to go with that hunter to make that pace that little bit more crisp. A 3-star, 4-star. Think he's definitely one that at the start of the game was really, really top end. Now he's kind of having the competition with obviously his fellow heroes, as well as then rule breakers, out of positions, icons that are now in people's teams more and more. I'm going to have to drop him down to the A tier. On to the next hero in JJ, 444,000 coins, 88 rated. Cam can be a striker, which is what we're going to be thinking about. Obviously with a Cam, he is more midfield, but he can be striker, can't be lengthy. So if we are looking for him, it's definitely an interesting version. I probably would stay with more Cam on him, but you can use a striker if you really want. The only problem I have with him is he is explosive. In a Cam, that could work. I feel like that is definitely an option at times, depending on how you use your Cam, because obviously he is going to be more of the agile, quick passes, little burst of speed. There's not going to be long running with him. There's not going to be taking on defenders from just out and out pace. He's not going to be able to do that with obviously the meta that we've got right now. But as a striker, I think you definitely have some aspect of him that could, but he will be caught very quickly. So in terms of a striker, I'd probably be looking at more of the B category. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt in that A. And definitely as a Cam, I'd probably be saying more AS. Darwin Núñez. So the 82 rated card is still coming in at 125. He is, I believe, due an upgrade. So I think he should go up. I don't know if he goes up +2 or +3. If he goes up +3, then you've got an absolute baller on your case. Again, a lengthy striker that is actually, or at least was, until Barkley's SBC was out, in my team, which is absolutely crazy. Second account, it's him and Haaland, and they both do wonders. If we do get the upgrade soon, and we're going to go on the analysis that the upgrade is coming, because obviously we won't see this card now for another month, and he might drop down by then. He has stayed in that AS with that upgrade obviously due. I believe it's coming Wednesday, so we'll wait and see what that happens. But a beautiful card from the very start until now. We have Neymar next, a lovely, lovely card. First of hopefully many. His base card is still coming in at 400. This card is obviously coming in at a solid 1.07 mil. Can actually only be Cam and left mid, but we know Neymar is more of a forward than anything. There's no way that I could leave this card out. Seeing as though he's got a gold card that's in the forward position, we've got to go with this inform, because personally, if I got this card, he would definitely be a striker for me, 100%. Like I say, coming in at 1.1 mil, was out on the Team of the Week 5, so 2 Team of the Weeks ago, and he is going to reign himself with his Brazilian mates in that S tier. Gerd Muller is up next at 852,000 coins. He is explosive with chances, obviously, of controlled, which is actually where I'd really like this card. I think for me, I would be looking at that Hawk or Marksman at the very minimum. I'd probably be looking at Hawk more than anything, just to keep him controlled, because it gives him the 93 pace. That is going to be enough for me to say this card should be an S tier. 852, new icon in the game. Let's get him in that S. So we had 2 choices with this Messi. We've gone with obviously the road to the knockout, knowing that we would kind of talk about the other 2 versions as well. We have his gold coming in at 153,000 coins, only 1 rating less than the 2 other cards he has. He obviously has a road to the knockout that I think actually has been upgraded, and I knew I should have double checked. So actually, not 92. He is now a 94 rated Messi, 85 pace, 92 shooting, 94 passing, 97 dribbling, 37 defending, and 69 physicals. Now coming in at 1.54 mil. That is a massive jump. Wow. So we are already nearly there at the 99 Messi. That would be absolutely incredible to see. I don't believe this card now can get any further upgrades. I believe it was just the knockouts, not actually the road to the finals, that probably will come after the World Cup. So that'll be interesting to see. We know we're not going to get a Messi for that, but we have got a 94 Messi. Explosive is pretty much all he can do, other than he can have Marksman, which will turn him controlled. Like I said with Sterling, I can kind of accept wingers to have that obvious explosive nature, but if I'm bringing him into the center other than Cam, I would not have Messi as a striker with explosive. It would have to be with that controlled, just so he knows he has got that little bit of a chance to break through. But with the 85 pace, he's got 80 sprint speed. I can imagine a lot of Rudigers and a lot of Virgils very much catching him pretty quickly. But still 1.5 mil, now a 94 Messi. I think he's definitely got to be in that S. Kylian Mbappe coming in at Team of the Week 6, one after his teammate Neymar as well. A phenomenal card. Coming in at 1.9 mil, which to be honest, isn't really that much of an upgrade from his 91 rated card that is 1.25 mil. We are paying for the dynamic heavily because really what amount of upgrade can this guy get? 1 pace as well as shooting, defending and dribbling, 2 on the passing, 2 on the physical. For me, he is always going to be S tier. Mbappe is a striker that you just absolutely have to love on this game. But I would definitely still be looking at that gold card 100% of the time. Mane 91 is up next. He's had a lovely upgrade to his one to watch. He is now 745,000 coins. Again, a top end card. He does have a left mid 90, which is 250. And then obviously his gold card's coming in at an 89 rated card with 57,500. Can be left wing and also centre forward, obviously with his alternatives. I would personally probably be looking at his 90 card rather than his one to watch. Even though the one to watch can go up, I think going for the cheaper version of him at this moment in time would be more beneficial, especially with him only kind of just recently getting the upgrade. I would probably stay away from this card just in case he takes an absolute plummet. That being said, a 4-star, very much explosive, controlled with the marksman. Again, a nice card you can pick up, but he's in that AS next to Nunez. Figo, the 90 right wing Portuguese icon at 490. Again, a cracking card that you can get, and you can actually bring him into that cam roll, which is always perfect. For me, Figo is a top end card. Personally, he's always been really nice on the ball. 5'11", great agility, balance on the lower side, composure's good, passing solid, got good amount of shooting, great amount of pace. He has got multiple options that can keep him going. People are saying the engine with the explosive. Again, I personally don't believe it. There's only so many votes on this, so I'm not going to take that with the pinch of salt that it is. If I was looking for more of an attacking player, I'd be looking at that Hunter 100% of the time. You're looking for the pace as well as that shooting to take him through. He goes to the controlled and he keeps himself in the AS. Lawan with another upgrade. He's got himself a player of the month that's coming in at 315,000 coins at this moment in time. He has got a 92 one to watch, which is also coming in at 367, and then obviously his gold card's coming in at 51,000 coins. For me, I like the card. I think the card is a very good card, but, and a big but, he can only be lengthy. He can only be lengthy with a Hawk, giving you a whopping +4 on that pace. It does make him lengthy still, which will obviously add a little bit of extra value that you won't see. But I do think you got better chance with a Benzema, with a Kane, with other players like that, and Haaland especially, when he's coming in at 315,000 coins. If we're halving that, and I know it's a 92 rated card, so we can't really go too cheap with him, otherwise you get a 92 rated card for free basically, or at least the value of what the gold cards are. But I do think for me, he's definitely underwhelming compared to what I was expecting in the review. I know a lot of people had kind of better views of him. He personally did still score quite a few goals for me. He is in the club, so he's going to be used at some point, most definitely. But in terms of what you can get Haaland for at 85,000 coins, there is no way that anybody can say Lewandowski is better than Haaland on this game. And if you are paying almost 250,000 coins cheaper, that kind of makes my decision. That being said, like I say, the pace is still okay. The shooting is phenomenal on the card. That is something that you won't kind of get rid of. He is a cracking shooter. With the Hawk, he does get 97 shooting, which gives him 99 finishing, shot power, and positioning. So he will stay in that AS, or at least Kuleveski might be, but he will stay in that AS, but I would say that he's not necessarily the most efficient for price. Funnily enough, Kane is next. So we've got the 89 rated striker, 33,000 coins, is lengthy on the base, so you can whack the Hunter on him. And like I say, in terms of what Lewandowski can produce, Kane is 33,000 coins with 76 pace, 96 shooting. Again, dribbling not necessarily incredible. If we just take the Lewandowski card out for a second, We're looking at 81 pace from Lewandowski. He obviously has that shooting benefits to 97. So again, very, very similar. Dribbling wise is a lot better. Passing, Kane is just having that edge. Agility wise, nothing crazy from Kane as well. And they both have some good amounts of physicals. So that's what I mean. They are very, very similar cards. I'm not saying that one is massively better than the other, but the price is literally tenfold. Kane is coming in at 33k. Lewandowski's got a nice dynamic, can do him for untradables, but is still a value of 315k. Kane is still sitting in that AS with the lengthy meta. We'll see what Benzema's up next. Jairzinho, 90 rated, 2.34 mil. Again, very little introduction needed. Another Brazilian icon that is always sitting in that AS category for me, or AS category. No AS. A new player from the outer position promo in obviously this tier list. We've got a Theo Hernandez as left wing, left mid, right wing, or even striker, depending on your fancy. Again, very much controlled all the way through. Can whack the hunter if you really wanted to. Only gives you the +4 on the pace, so I probably wouldn't. So people are going for that finisher. 91 shooting, 93 dribbling. Has a 3-star, 4-star, is left footed, and is only coming in at 250. So for me, that's not a bad card whatsoever. 88 rated. I do prefer him as a left back personally, as he is that good of a left back. But as a striker, as a winger, you're definitely looking at a very fast end card. So he's going AS 100% of the time. Mr. Henry, the 90 rated left wing French striker, left mid, left wing. He again is a beautiful, beautiful card you can get in this game. Is controlled, so it will keep him nice and tip top. Hunter is what I personally would go for. I know the balance isn't necessarily incredible, but with the 98 pace and 93 shooting, this card is going to cause some trouble. And I cannot wait to see what the prime Henry is going to look like, because right now he looks absolutely fantastic. Haaland just gets better and better. His gold card, like I said, is now coming in at 80,000 coins. Inform's coming in at 487, and his one to watch is coming in at 1.6 million coins. Rightly so. The kid is just... he's on form that is just form. 22 years of age. He is a phenomenal player in this year. And I think even now I'm seeing the gold card every single game. Coming in at 80,000 coins is just an absolute joke. And honestly, he's just stupidly good. Govu, 86 rated. Striker. Nearly 300k of a hero. Again, a top-end card. Can be obviously controlled. Again, Hunter would be where I'd go. 97 pace, 95 shooting. You can't really ask for much more. A 4-star, 3-star. Dribbling-wise, some of it's nice, some of it's on the average side. Not really too much on the physical. Passing-wise, we'll get him by, but a beautiful card if you can get him in any of the hero upgrades we get, or obviously want to purchase him himself. He will just quickly stay in that AS. Very much like R9, very much like Pele. All I like to see with Ginola is what cost can I get him at? And it's 1.8 mil. Wow. Again, this card is just scary good, isn't it, really? Great pace. Shooting's obviously incredible. The only thing that could really make this card any better is literally just being lengthy, and then you have a very, very bad time, because he would just be too good. 1.8 mil, left mid, left wing, striker, cam. He does it all. Personally, I would play him as a striker, especially because there's very little players that are better for this sort of price range. There's only like a handful, and the prices jump up from 1.8 mil to 3 mil to 5 mil to 8 mil. Ginola is one of them ones that will stay in the team for a very, very long time. And of course we have Moreno in here. Forgot to take him out, so we may as well put him in. 88 rated. Can be lengthy with the Architect. Unfortunately isn't going to be enough. Coming in at 25,000 coins. 3-star, 4-star. At this point now he's just not quite getting it. He's actually gone up a rating though. That's pretty sick. And I think I've got this card. So we've actually got an 88 Moreno. You could tell I definitely wanted him out of this. We're going to whack him in that C. Unfortunately for Moreno, he's pretty much done in the game now. If he did get maybe a lengthy off the base with a Hunter, what could we get? We could have got 92 pace, 94 shooting. Again, he'd probably put himself in B, but with an Architect, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. We then have Garrincha coming in at a whopping 1.07 mil, 92 rated, the 5th Brazilian that will make himself into this S tier, and also the 6th in general, with obviously Neymar there. Again, I don't know what it is with Brazilians that they make. They're always so good. A 5-star, 4-star, is explosive, Architect for controlled. again, probably go more explosive. Like we've said in the review of his base, you definitely want him hanging on the end. You want to be a right wing, right forward role. A right mid's not going to work because I know he can be right mid. You want him absolutely up top as much as possible, as on the ball is absolutely phenomenal, but you've got to give him that space to go into. Doesn't stop anything. He's definitely sitting in that S, and there's nobody taking him away from there. Diego Forlan, 88 rated Uruguayan striker at 220, no lengthy, controlled only, can go explosive with the artist if that's what you really want. But we are looking for the Hunter. That will give you 94 pace, 96 shooting. We get a bit of passing, good amount of dribbling, nothing crazy. Physicals are okay. Again, a solid card that you can get. Personally, for me, he would be... I think he's still AS, but I do think a lot of these strikers now, over the next month before we do the next tier list, or maybe if we do one in the World Cup mode and make it specifically there, he will drop down definitely to the A, and then as we go forward, he will drop down more and more. Philly Foden, 89 rated left wing, 273 on the price, has had his upgrades, left wing, left mid, cam, centre forward. I think you can definitely play the array of positions that he wants. I think cam is probably going to be the better one. With the 95 agility balance, the 4-star skills, he's definitely going to be that middleman that is going to do really well. He is actually only explosive, so that is personally where I'd have him. I think with the Hunter, you could definitely put him on that left wing still, 94 pace, 88 shooting, good amount of passing on the short and long. Obviously, the dribbling wise is looking pretty fantastic. No physicals. Left wing or cam would be my main two positions for him. I think you could argue either, depending on what your team need. He's going to be a great dribbler of the ball, and hopefully in the future we will see a bigger upgrade. But for right now, I think the informs are going to come a little bit lower because he is 85 on the base of his card and he's gone up, +4 from that. We're going to see at least an 86, 87 inform before we get anywhere near these heights. But he's going to go in that AS and he's going to chill there. Eusebio again he's just stupid, isn't he? He's such a good card. He is coming in. This is his base version that is the better version. 2.73 mil. Mid is coming in at 2.178. So again, base is always going to be fantastic, mainly because of obviously that pace increase. Does lose a bit of shooting, or at least he gains shooting on the mid, but the pace increase as well as the dribbling is just going to be far too much for this card to kind of not have. Unfortunately, is explosive, so I don't know if that's going to have a major impact at the end of the game, but I think at this moment in time, the stats are definitely bringing it up for him. He's still staying at that S, and we'll be interested to see his progression going forward. We actually did Eto yesterday, so if you want to see that out at the end of this video, don't stop right now. At the end of the video, that's when we can go into it and have a look. But Eto is coming in at 90 rated, basically 1.1 mil on the SBC and the price itself. A phenomenal card that did really well in the review. I do think this card is a fantastic striker. I was thinking AS to start with, but then thinking about how he kind of used him, the kind of the lean aspects from him, how quick he was, how good his shooting was, I think, you know what? He's going in that S for me. Dzeko. What a card this rule breaker was. It's coming in still at 135, lengthy on the base. Again, this card is kind of taking advantage of the kind of start to the game, the new start, the new features. He is very top end. He's very much like Haaland. He's very much like a lot of the tall, bulkier, not necessarily dribbling based strikers that are lengthy. They just run through players. For right now, this guy's definitely still staying as top tier. He will drop down as we go through, but it is a beautiful card that you can get in your Serie A, and we're going to give him the honor of at least one more S tier. Drogba. Beautiful Drogba. You've got to love him. He is, again, a lengthy striker at the top end of these cards. 700,000 coins for the mid, 600 for the base. He is just a beautiful card. You go with the Hunter, you get 93 pace, 95 shooting, which shockingly is still not as good as Haaland. That is absolutely nuts. But what you get from this card is the 4-star physicals of dreams. Not necessarily agility balance like Haaland, but a bit of composure, little bit of passing, but he's still going to be in my S tier. Di Natale, again, a hero worth of a hero. 700,000 coins, no lengthy options, can get him controlled with marksman, hawk, and sniper. probably be looking at the Hawk. If anything, we've got great dribbling, passing's good, you've got great shooting with it, pace goes up, you get a bit more physicality. He's an easy S tier if I've ever seen one. Del P up next, 528,000 coins. We've got mainly explosive other than the Architect. We do have his base that's now actually coming in just a slight bit more than him. I think he was kind of both tail end to each. Both of them pretty much the same sort of card. 87 and 90 rated, depending on if you're looking at rating or not. Can be centre forward, cam and striker. Would definitely be looking at that centre forward or cam with him, just because the agility is quite good. We can whack a little bit more with obviously the engine, which I think is what people probably will go with, or in fact people will go with Catalyst. I think people are just making it up, to be honest, because there's no way you're putting a Catalyst on this card. We've already got a good amount of passing. If you go with the engine, you do get a passing upgrade anyway, but you do get the pace and the dribbling, which is mainly for the balance. So for me, I would say engine, and he will sit next to Foden in the AS. De Jong is a filthy card. I don't know why I'm searching him up too much, because we know he was an objective that you must have completed, because he is a lengthy Eredivisie, I don't know why I was going MLS, Eredivisie card. Now that is a beautiful card, because we don't get many strikers in off leagues that are lengthy and very metaful right now. What it will help is with any managerial masterpiece in the Eredivisie, which is Squad Foundations at the moment. But he is a beautiful card. We can whack the Hunter on him to get 94 pace, 92 shooting. Tell me that's not going to be good for objectives. You can't. He's going AS. He's not going to feature in rivals teams. But for an objective, he is staying there, and he will stay there for at least one more month. Dan Juma, 45,000 coins, was a moment way back in the road to the knockouts. 85 rated though. I still see him as a super sub every now and then. I have seen him played a couple of times in Division 3 and 2. But I will say he's dropping down a little bit now. He can't be lengthy, can be controlled with Hawk, Marksman, and Sniper as the attacking ones, and Architect if you really wanted to. I think, again, a Hawk might be the nice option. Get a bit more pace, shooting. We've got a good amount of dribbling already. Passing could do with some work, so maybe, just maybe, you'd be looking at the Architect. Possibly. Again, it would still give you some good values, but I would say for me, I like more shooting with him, as I am more of an attacking left winger rather than anything else. He can be left wing, left mid, and striker, and I think right now he's coming in at a Dalglish. Honestly, I thought I'd done with icons right now, but 690,000 coins for this Scottish icon. He is a centre forward / striker with the 4-star, 5-star, can't be lengthy, and is only controlled with Architect. So we've got ourselves, again, another icon that is only explosive. In my personal preference, I just really wouldn't pick him up. 700,000 coins, I'd go and buy Drogba instead, or I'd go and buy Haaland and save myself 600k. But he's still a good striker in terms of what he's got in stats, and he will carry himself through until we get to them top end cards, where hopefully the prime will do a little bit better. I personally would say AS. I think there's definitely arguments to be had for both, but I'm going with my personal preferences, and that is going to be controlled and also lengthy for my strikers. Right then, let's have a look and see how much Cruyff is, because we know this card, again, is just phenomenal. A 5-star, 5-star, coming in at 2.8 mil. Wow. Honestly, his base is coming in at 2.1 as well. Again, there's just very little words for this. Cruyff is a legend of the sport and also an incredible player in every single version. I would get his base in a heartbeat. Even at the end of the game, he would still be able to do stuff 100%. He is by far a fantastic player that needs recognizing. Right, we've probably got one last month for this Crouchy boy until we get to the World Cup Heroes, actually. That'll be quite interesting. So we've got 26,000 coins. Crouch, 85, is lengthy. Dribbling is absolutely appalling. So for me, I'm going to do him a little bit dirty here. I do wish he was better, but unfortunately, the experience I had with him was shocking. Correa is up next. Again, I've been seeing him a lot more recently. Can't be lengthy, but can be controlled with a marksman if you wanted. We've got some pace on him. Down the wing, definitely a fantastic guy. I would say marksman if you're looking at a striker. If you're looking at right mid, right wing, I would be looking at more Potentially even Hunter vibes, to be honest. You'd probably go with engine as well. But the 95 pace, 92 shooting is definitely where I want to be at. People are saying Hawk as well if you wanted. I'm personally, for right now, going to put him in A. I think if he does get a couple more upgrades, we could definitely see a nice card coming from it. Chiesa, out of position SBC, has expired now. So unfortunately, we cannot complete it. But we did have the option of this right wing 87 that can be right mid or cam. Obviously, his gold card is left wing, so he is changing his roles. A 4-star explosive / controlled player. Again, a nice card that came from it. But the problem with him was he came out during so many different SBCs. It just was a matter of who do you want to do. And unfortunately, the right wing is pretty set. So unfortunately, he didn't get the cut, as well as there is plenty of other right wings you can get if you didn't have the cards right now. Still a phenomenal card. The controlled aspect would be perfect for me. I think I'd be looking mainly at the marksman, or the hawk in fact, sorry, before I do anything. And I would say AS is where he lives. The king is back. Move over, Kenny. Cantona is in town. The 90 rated centre forward French, 2.5 million coins with a 5-star, 4-star. Marksman, architect and anchor do make him lengthy. So I would probably be looking mainly at that marksman, as it will add so many value from him. He's always going into that S tier. You just know where you can't put him anywhere else. Butragueno is next with this 90 rated mid icon. It's coming in at 812,000 coins. Great pace, great dribbling, passing's good, shooting's phenomenal, as well as obviously plenty of chemistry styles you can work with. Controlled would be my personal favourite, mainly to get him as the controlled. 94 shooting, 97 dribbling, and 74 physicals. The pace is already 92, so that's absolutely fine. And he's going to sit next to Cantona in that S. Brolin. It's coming in at 197. Actually has dropped a little bit of value since we packed him in the hero upgrade. Now, looking at him now, I was using him mainly on that review with a Hunter. I thought that would be the best value for him. Give him 95 pace, 93 shooting. Since then, I noticed that you could actually make him controlled with an Architect. And what a difference it makes from it. 8 pace I've lost. Gained passing and physical, and Christ, he seems so much better. I don't know what it is about explosive strikers for me. They just don't work. I don't know if I'm running too much. I don't know if I'm not in the positions in the right formation. They just don't work. Controlled, way better. He's scoring goals, he's getting through and staying through, he's not losing his pace, which is just absolutely perfect. So for me, he was going to be in that A tier, maybe even B if it carried on, but he's going to stick in that AS for right now. It's George Best time. 831,000 coins, actually coming in a lot lower than Garrincha now. He is a 4-star, mainly explosive, controlled with the Architect, and it does have a good amount of pace, so you can argue with that. Can be left wing, right mid, cam. So a very nice kind of array of different positions you can go with. I think he is better than his base, but his prime will be better than his mid, which again is always nice. I think for me, Best has always been an S tier. You can obviously make him controlled, still have a great amount of pace, great amount of shooting and dribbling. So if you aren't a massive explosive fan, but like Garrincha, if you play him on that back line, you play him right up top, he still will be able to do work with a Hunter on or something pace orientated. We have Big Boy Benz up next at 50,000 coins. I hate this card, honestly, with the Architect. And this is what I don't get with him. Architect lengthy, 80 pace is what he's sitting at. That is not, it's not enough to be able to run for everybody, and yet he still manages to do it. I don't know what it is. He plays like he's got 90 pace, honestly. The amount of people that have used him against me, and he is flattened through every centre back that I've got. They are both lengthy. They are both very good pace, more pace than 80, and yet Benz just manages to do it. I don't know if it's a mix of having obviously 97 strength. His passing's great. His pace shouldn't be that good. Shooting's brilliant, and he's got a good amount of dribbling as well. Not agility balance, obviously, but everything else is nice. As a gold card for right now, he is still sitting in that S 100%. Ben Sweater, not as much sweaty this year as we've kind of imagined. He is still a very good striker, coming in at 106,000 coins, but he is team in a week free, so getting on a few weeks now. So he will start to get rarer and rarer as we go through, but we do have the 80 plus upgrade, which will kind of keep them in motion just that little bit longer. But unfortunately, they are obviously untradeable, which just kills demand more than necessarily anything supply wise. But for Ben Yedder, It's coming in at a nice price. He's obviously got, unfortunately, the explosive on him, especially because we kind of need some more pace on him. Even with the controlled, I feel like that will be squashed out very, very quickly. I'd play a little bit more pass and move with him, getting in front of goal, setting him up, getting the nice tees off, and he will score goals. But he's definitely not as sweaty as I'd liked him to be from last year, which is inevitable with different meta changes, and I'm going to put him in that A. Ross Barkley, the outer position picker. Two different picks you could have with him. A striker or a right wing. Always knew it was a right wing. This card is phenomenal. I absolutely love this card. He's in my team. He's lengthy on base. He is a beautiful, beautiful card. I personally whacked the Hunter on him. 94 pace, 93 shooting. He works an absolute dream. A 4-star, 5-star. Deserves everything for 100,000 coins. He is going to be a very cheapest card. Albert is up next with a beautiful striker. He's had an upgrade now from, I think, from an 88 to a 91. He's got great pace, shooting, lengthy with the Architect, which just makes this card even better. A very quick decision from this Gabon striker. We are going straight into that S for this man. A penultimate card in a brand new card from yesterday, an Ansu Fati 305,000 coin card. Gone from a 79 left wing gold to an 87 out of position card. Looks very nice, mainly explosive. I do think this card is very much like his previous card last year. Again, very quick, good dribbling. He's got the shooting, a 4-4. Obviously, the chem style doesn't matter as he can't be lengthy or controlled. So the chem style people are looking is going to be that Hawk, which will give you 96 pace, 91 shooting, 67 physicals. Again, very, very top end. I do think there will be better cards for your money, but AS is definitely where it sits. And the final card, we are here. If you have enjoyed this, make sure you did hit that subscription button. These take a long time to do. And again, it's all opinion based. I'd love to hear your opinions on a lot of these cards. If you've got some that are missing that you'd like to see, if you'd like to see some that are gone, pretty much what I try and do is get rid of the C and B tier at every single one as we kind of go forward. So we are then looking at the difference between the top end cards, and then we're looking at kind of like the mid to low ones, and we'll see which ones are more efficient for your coins. For instance, Haaland being 80,000 coins is going to be somewhat better than paying a card 500 or a million coins. That's just how it works in terms of what your goals back are going to say. A BD Pele though, 430. Again, a very, very top end cam. Can be centre forward or left mid. To be honest, he probably should be more midfield, as I would say cam is going to be more relevant, but he definitely could play in that up front zone. A Hunter would probably be where I'd have to go to max out that pace to 99. He'd get 88 shooting, already a top end amount of dribbling, so he would be a very pass and move sort of centre forward / striker, but again, a very top end one at that, and he will stay in that AS as a forward. So if you did enjoy, subscribe. Make sure you check the videos out on the left. There is 2 tier lists for you there, the base icons and the mid. Pick which one you want, and hopefully I see you in the next tier list. But from that, I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.